Screw it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Soccer News Live. My name is Car with my BFF Keyan.
Wow, you just
came out.
Blow
I was hot.
a lobe in your brain.
I'm a professional, Keyan.
You are a professional. The professionals know how to blow
This is
lobes
all
in
an
the
act.
brain.
They will never know the real Car. This is all an act.
Really? Are you acting when I know you? When you're around me?
No, I think you got to act in public, though. There has
Really?
to be. I think so. I think most Bitcoiners I see on the internet, they're not the same people offline.
That's true.
They're literally not.
It's definitely
And then they
true.
like the people that they fight with publicly, they're like best friends behind the scenes.
Well, they know a beef. It's like the Kendrick and
It's
Drake
just
thing.
like they're not even
chasing.
chasing sats, Keyan. They're chasing influence.
Well, because they already have sats. They don't need it.
Oh, good point. Oh, wow, I didn't even think about that.
Well, what else is there? That's what I see. That's what you see among a lot of rich people. As they get rich,
They just want.
They're like, what else now? Well, I'll become famous now. That'll be my next.
Oh, they just want to be able to speak their opinion because they're
Yeah,
rich.
they want people to listen to them. They want to be able to get behind velvet ropes and stuff. And money doesn't do that for you alone.
That is true. I never thought of it like that.
That's what they do.
If you want to, if you want an alternative take to that, you should probably check out Stacker News Live. It's the front page of Bitcoin. Look at this. This is where all the influencers, the new Stacker-fluencers, are we calling them Stack-fluencers? Yeah, that sounds good. Stack-fluencers that are changing the world. Look, Natalia, #1. She's hot right now.
Right
In Meta.
proof of work. That's
Boom,
right.
Tristan. Hot right now.
Hot.
Look at that. Rsync.
So hot.
Everything. This is where the stackers actually control the narrative. Is it the... Wait, hang on. Hang on. The stackers control the narrative? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I think there's maybe a distinct narrative on Stacker News as a result of
Definitely
it
more Bitcoin only than...
not being like follower dominated. That might be true.
That's true. All the influencers are off. Add a Stacker News. You know why, Keyan?
Because of
They don't want to
bags.
answer questions.
Oh,
The only influencer, quote unquote, and he would get upset if I tell him he was an influencer. But Jimmy is the only influencer that actually answers questions on Stacker News. Everybody else, I've never seen him.
Stefan Livera.
Never seen him.
I haven't seen him in a comment thread, but he will
Never
post his
doesn't talk.
podcasts.
It's like
He might do
you
it under a
can't
NIM though.
Keyan, you can't throw like sats to the plebs. If you feed too many of them, they'll get used to it. You gotta give us in scraps.
I see. You don't want them to compete with you for influence, is what you're saying. That's what you think is going on? They're trying to keep us poor?
They're trying to keep the plebs poor.
Wow.
When you have all these really influential people who have all the Bitcoin and all the influence, Keyan, the last thing they want to do is give more influence to the plebs on Stacker News. It's the truth.
It's a theory. I don't know. You should confront them about it. You're friends
Hey,
with
I'm
them.
best friends with them.
I know. This is what you were just saying. We're
Woo, doggy.
fighting with them online.
Dude, I
And then
love those
behind the
people.
scenes,
I
you're
love all those people.
picking
Dude,
up their
did I ever tell you
scraps.
I met Stefan like back in the day? Like he came up to me at Bitcoin conference. Like I think it was like 22 or something, and we talked for like an hour. He's like, "Dude, what you're doing is incredible. All this stuff," and I was like, "Wow, I didn't even know you knew I existed."
You should have them on the pod.
Yeah, I should. I don't know what I would talk to him about though.
I don't know. Kangaroos? I don't know.
That's racist, Keyan.
It's not racist. It's
'Cause
nationalist.
it's nationalist. We're all humans, Keyan. Coob.
Except kangaroos. They're kangaroos. They're marsupials.
Hopefully, Pleb Poet doesn't clip out the whole Stefan part because that would be bad for business.
Bad for business. How was your week, Car? We should do that.
Yeah, it was good. You know, just working, grinding it out,
Grinding.
working. Just need to grind it out.
Yeah.
There was another influential Bitcoiner that came through Austin here recently, and they're like, "Hey, man, I know you're struggling, but you know what you got to do? Just grind it out, bro."
Oh.
And I was like, "Thank you for the advice.
Did
I didn't know
miss
that's
that?
all you needed to do was just grind it out." Did you know that, Topher? You just got to grind it out.
This is not stacked.
Oh, it's not. Do you want to come and talk
Do you
about
want to come talk about BitEscrow?
Sure.
All right,
Yeah, we
cool.
can cover that first.
Yeah,
if you
we'll
want.
cover that first.
Here, you can come take my chair.
All right, here, let me pull this up. It's actually the
launch post.
launch post.
Oh.
Tristan posted it. Here, jump on.
Making moves.
There you go. All right, Sackers, we're going to talk about the BitEscrow. Topher's a reoccurring guest.
That's
He's a
how it's
reoccurring guest
decentralized, Keyan.
on Stacker News, so he's going to talk about his company, BitEscrow. Whoa!
What have you got going on, Car?
Hard facts. That's what I got going on. What do you? What's going on here?
Besides the studio falling apart. Oh yeah, so we released an app.
Mm-hmm.
It's a developer app, and it's pretty cool because it has two use cases. One use case is to test the protocol. So kind of everything that you can do with our protocol, you can do in the app.
Mm-hmm.
And also just to kind of showcase like what you can do. So you can make contracts with other people.
Nice.
You can lock up Bitcoin under terms and conditions. You can collaborate. You can do cool smart contracty stuff. Yeah, so you can do it all.
Dude, it looks so well put together.
Yeah, Tristan did a great job on the website. Yeah, he did a fantastic job.
Look at all your
Looks
code.
really clean.
Look at all your code, dude.
Yeah, I can't
Do you
believe
think
I
you
wrote
guys
that.
presented at Bitcoin
Can you scroll
Plus?
up?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that code still relevant? Let's see. Escrow contract create. Yeah, so that's cool. I got rid of that though. I got rid of that method. Yeah, we're doing this thing where we're gonna do like class-based interfaces, kind of like how Discord.js has it, because those are really cool. But it turns out that you don't need them. It's actually pretty easy to use the protocol without doing like complicated class-based.
It's interesting.
stuff.
While everybody was building L2s and nuts and all sorts of other stuff, you were building on. What is this? This is on.
Well, it's on Bitcoin.
It's on Bitcoin, right? So
But we're doing Lightning-like stuff.
Oh, interesting.
the
Can you
L-
explain
for
the
L2.
difference with that?
Yeah. So in Lightning, you sort of have this thing called a covenant, where you pre-sign two transactions. They're sort of the same, but they're slightly different. And you sign these transactions with your channel partner, and over time you update these transactions, basically saying like who has what amount of money on what side of the channel. But you're collaboratively locking up Bitcoin, and you're locking it up in a way where if either party wanted to spend it, they can only spend it with the signatures that they have. Like they can't just willy-nilly spend it however they want. So we're doing something similar. We also set up a 2 of 2, just like Lightning, and we also exchange pre-signed transactions, just like Lightning. The difference being that we sort of act as the escrow agent in this relationship, and we can receive pre-signed transactions that promise the funds to a particular type of contract, and you can have that contract settle by spending those funds. Essentially, we co-sign those transactions to spend them, or we don't, or we just delete them, and the contract's considered settled, funds are released, and you can then re-sign those funds to a new contract, essentially.
Yeah.
Which is something that you do in Lightning back and forth. You sort of like forget about these transactions, and it's a little more complicated for Lightning, but because we're acting as an escrow agent, we can actually simplify a lot of the stuff. Like, so there's a lot of cool things that Lightning does that we actually don't need to do because we have this relationship as the escrow.
Yeah.
So, so it's kind of different than Lightning, but it's still, we can do these off-chain transactions where you can lock up Bitcoin as collateral for a contract, and if that contract settles and no money needs to be spent, then we just release the funds.
Yeah.
And just you can use them in another
Dude,
contract.
look at all this documentation, man. This is amazing.
Yeah.
No one ships with documentation.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man.
It's a little out of date, so in the next couple days, I'll be pushing an update that updates all this stuff.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Look at this. Stackers, if you're building on Bitcoin,
Yeah.
check it out.
I'm pretty excited.
And they have a
about
Discord
it.
too?
We do have a Discord, yeah.
All right, cool.
Just
Yeah.
Discord/BitEscrow.
And then give it a star on
Yeah, I'm trying to rack up those stars.
Give it a star on GitHub. I've already started.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Topher, for coming on Snacker News.
Yeah.
Congrats, dude. It's been a long time coming.
So what else is going on today?
We got to cover the top 5 stories, but I think for the most part, it's I think it's going good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is good. Vibes are high.
Vibes are high in Austin.
Why is everybody scared that the feds are going to raid them at any moment? Like, what's going on with that?
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, can we
I have
talk
I have
about
my
that?
conspiracy theories, but yeah, why do you think that is?
Oh, why are people scared?
Yeah, why do you think people are scared?
Man, this is going to be a hot take.
Yeah,
I feel
no,
like
share
I
it,
feel
man.
like
I mean, you come
Bitcoin's
on here.
full of prima donnas.
Oh wow, you chose violence this morning. Slay your heroes.
I mean, it's sort
Slay
of a
your
good
heroes.
thing because Bitcoin Twitter is hilarious and
Yeah.
fun, and everybody's just kind of overreacting a little bit.
I mean, we really are at the. If you look at the last cycle, it's interesting. Like, there's so many. It's funny how Balaji really was right. It is reverse because if you look at this compared to last cycle, this was right around the time when everybody started slaying their heroes. I'm talking about in 2017 because it's a repeat of 2017 all over again.
yeah.
And this is when everybody started slaying heroes. So slay your heroes.
The
Topher.
culling must happen.
It has to
No, I
happen.
don't have anybody to slay. Honestly, everybody's great. It's just you have people that are very emotionally invested in what they're doing in
Heavy
Bitcoin
bags.
because, like, you know, so much of what we're doing is ideological.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that put a lot of work into Bitcoin, not because they're getting paid well, but because they really believe in what they're doing. And so, yeah, how can you not be emotional?
I mean, the hard truth
when the
is
feds like are threatening to knock down your doors and lock you up.
I think the hard truth is, the way I see it is, there's so much money if you just take like all the L2 stuff. Like, there's so much money that you could grab right now if you just did that kind of stuff. It's seriously, it's all over the place. You're kind of, as a builder, you're incentivized to take the easy money, right? But
Yeah.
people like you, people like myself, who refuse to give up on Bitcoin because we got psyoped into Lightning, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I got psyoped into Lightning in 2021, 2020.
Biggest psyop
I
of all
believe
time.
Jack Mallers when he said that Lightning was going to build the world. And this cycle, we're seeing a lot of people getting psyoped into other technologies, and that's cool. But like, I got psyoped into Lightning, so it's hard to like go back to unwind the psyop, if that makes any sense.
We're figuring it out.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out. When the dust settles, I believe that we'll have something that makes the right compromises where it needs to, but still usable for the masses.
Yeah.
And there'll always be, for me personally, I'll make sure that there's always that path to self-custody no matter what.
Totally. And that's what I love about what you guys do here. I mean, this might be the last base place on earth, to be honest. Austin.
Pleb Lab?
Just Austin, and then
Yeah, we
then you
keep it
niche,
real
and
at
then you
Pleb
niche
Lab.
down into Pleb Lab. It might be the last based.
Even our
Place on
feds are
Earth.
based.
Even the feds are based.
Yeah, even the feds here are based.
That's what I think, dude. I think overall, it's just really hard to. It's really hard to really see how it's going to play out. But I mean, like I said, I was psyoped into Lightning. I was psyoped into Bitcoin. So that's what I'm going to die on, if that makes any sense.
Are you getting emo on me?
No, it's true though. It's true. I mean, what other option do I have? Like, just start taking the easy money and do some of this other stuff? No, dude, that's not why I. It's not
Brought
why
to
I
you
did.
by Celsius.
I mean, I
Thrill of
could.
Bitcoin
It would
brought
be
to you by
awesome.
Celsius.
I mean, we could get some Nostr assets money, I'm sure. But
Oh,
like,
God.
we get
Yeah.
some RuneScape money, whatever that shit is. Like, we can get all that stuff.
Yeah, it's tough to be in this space and not get swept away. Like, even if you're altruistic and you don't want to take the easy money, it's hard to avoid all of the different projects that want to sort of bamboozle you.
Yeah.
And it's not even that those projects are malicious. It's that there's just this there's this advertising game you have to play. These VCs, you know, they want to invest in this space, but we're just so deep in the weeds when it comes to technology and Bitcoin, like all the cryptography and stuff. There's just no way for a VC to really understand what's going on.
I think the weird thing.
So it's a tough space to navigate.
Yeah, I think the weird thing too is like you're already going down this path of like Lightning and Bitcoin, and right, and you're doing all the best you can with it. And I think the weirdest thing is you see everybody else get money on doing these other technologies adjacent to it, and it's just like, man, should just go and take the money, like, you know what I mean? Because it's very tasty, but you're like, no, because like you have your
Car.
principles, you have your
Let's launch an ordinal NFT.
you have your things that you
Plebrunes.
you have your things that you want to accomplish. But it's interesting though, like even the people that you respect have gone down this route, and it's like, what am I an idiot? So I mean, dude, this is where I can't wait till we get over this. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be afraid of the feds and then still support eCash, because like eCash puts a big target on your back. I guess if you were to do something like Fediment where you're trying to decentralize it all across the world.
Yeah.
But still at some point, like, I don't know.
I think the biggest thing that I see right now, and this is, I'm just calling it like I see it, that there's no, I think they're like 3 months away from launching a token.
Who's launching a token?
You can just tell, like all these signs point to this type of technology where it's going to launch a token. And
Like eCash.
I think all of it, like you can call any of it. I think they're like really close to launching a token. I don't even think it's like a USD token. I think it's just like an actual token. Somebody's going to do it, and then we're going to really see what this was all about. It was a Bully and the Frog moment, and I don't think a lot of people saw it coming. But
eCash is the gateway drug.
That's my crazy theory. Because once you start going down this kind of route of these type of incentives and this type of lore, it's very devilish, right? And once you kind of go down this route, you can't help but just like, hey, what's another step in this direction? And then before you know it, you kind of lost the plot because you pushed back the fence so far.
I could see that. I have to push back on that though, because I do have to throw a bone to eCash that it's a legitimate technology and there are legitimate use cases for it. It's the same with all these other layer twos.
But
there's caveats with art.
I'm not saying it's going to be individuals that are working on it right now. I'm saying there's going to be somebody else that comes in and leverages it, just like somebody came in and leveraged the ordinal stuff.
Yeah.
Like if once you start creating stuff like this, you're basically, it's like what they did with Damus, right? When they launched like the Damus token, and then the guy made.
There was a Damus token.
Yeah, and then William told him to fuck off. Remember that? It was all over. Yeah.
There's a lot of affinity scamming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's going to
happen.
happen. But that's going to happen with eCash. It's just inevitable.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you kind of go down this route. This is why Bitcoin only. But teach their own, man. Build what you want.
You're inviting the vampires into your home.
Yeah,
with this stuff.
But you kind of welcome them, if that makes any sense. What do I know? I'm just a pleb.
Yeah. We're all just plebs here.
Thanks for coming on the show, Topher.
Yeah. Is Keyan gonna tag back in?
Yeah, he's gonna tag back in.
Car's going off the rails. We need you back in here, Keyan.
You came and asked me. Dude, see, this is the thing. I don't like talking about this shit because all I do is lose money every time I talk about this stuff. No one wants to work with Car at this point.
Yeah.
It's like
I really appreciate everything that you do for Pleb Lab. It's really hard.
I'm just hurting myself, dude. Every time I do it,
to be honest and to be ideological, but it's still like appease all the VCs that are interested in all these new projects.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
Some of which kind of go in not so great directions, but yeah, I appreciate everything. You are the perfect person to navigate this complicated space.
No, I'm not.
So, and Keyan is the perfect person to keep you in check with his with your good cop bad cop routine. So I'm gonna let
have a good cop.
I'm gonna let Keyan.
Wait, who's the good cop? I feel like Keyan's definitely not the good cop.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a good cop or a bad. I'm a naughty cop.
You're a naughty cop.
Naughty cop.
All right.
I'm a naughty cop.
Cool.
All right.
Let's get into the top 5 stories. The first top story is El Salvador has its own mempool space with its treasury holdings. This is from this is from Safaro, Bitcoin territory. 18 comments, 4,671 sats. What is this?
Yeah, it looks like El Salvador forked.
Really?
Mempool.
Forked it? Wow.
They forked mempool.space and they built in their own stuff into it. So you get the familiar mempool space interface, and they're also, in a view of their own mempool, while also
it has its own timeline.
Yeah,
with the president.
They have their timeline about El Salvador, but they like primarily focus on their own Bitcoin holdings, and it looks like they're still buying a Bitcoin a day. And they've reached over 5,000 Bitcoin. They're closing in on 6,000. They almost have $500 million in Bitcoin.
Have you noticed, dude? I mean, we're already doing a spicy pod at this point. Might as well keep it going. Have you noticed, like, no one is supporting Latin America right now? Have you noticed that shift? Like,
what do you mean?
Like Bitcoin, and this is just a trend that I'm seeing. Like Bitcoin conference, there's no Latin American speakers on there. If you look at some of these other conferences, there's no Latin American speakers on there. It's almost like it's kind of playing out the way the sovereign individual played out. where it's like you're seeing the southern hemisphere versus the northern hemisphere, and you're seeing kind of the Bitcoin on top of it placing their bets. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it's just like this crazy thing that I'm seeing where it's just very noticeable. And I wonder if it's because of this guy. Like, I wonder if it's because of this guy.
I don't know. What Latin American Bitcoiners do you feel like should be on speaker panels? And
Francisco?
Stuff? Oh, well, there's
there's one, but there's multiple ones. Like the Ibex guys, all everybody at this point. There's more Latin American founders than there are actual American founders in Bitcoin, and they're nowhere to be seen. It's almost like they don't exist. And I think that's really weird.
Maybe it's because they're mostly speaking in another language online, and therefore, like we're kind of insulated by a language barrier.
Maybe. Anyways,
I mean, not in the case of Francisco and people who are bilingual, but maybe in some of the other ones.
I just keep seeing it. I'm wondering if this is kind of like this because of El Salvador and because of the whole like presence that he has there with the Bitcoin that he's snacking.
I don't think it's intentional, but yeah, maybe he's like everyone's in his shadow or whatever, and he's like the main guy now, main Bitcoin guy.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm not so sure.
Okay,
but I think this is cool to see. I mean, it seems like they're really. I mean, this is pretty serious. Creating a website.
Why do you think it's serious? Doesn't Muni have one of these though?
For MutinyNet, I mean, I think it's just pretty serious for a country to be running mempool.space on their own and have paid someone to modify it to focus on their own treasury. It's a cool thing.
I don't know. No account says kind of confusing. I expected the mining to have to show the % hash rate for the volcano power. And then Net Static says, I don't think they ever got the volcano miners up and running. They were still working out on the construction. Dude. Anon said total sent 0. Interesting how they never proved they can actually spend 350 million treasury. They should. Coins Repeater said, I like the title Bitcoin Office. What I've seen over the past year that El Salvador is making good strides in the direction towards becoming an example. How to go about setting up a Bitcoin economy. It's only that people there aren't interested that much. You haven't been there, right, to El Salvador?
No, I have not. We have someone told me yesterday that they're going for a bit. I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to check it out at some point. I need to see it for myself, dude. I won't know until I see it for myself.
What will you see though that'll make you feel different?
I'm a very frequency guy.
Oh, I see. You'll land. You'll be around El Salvador, and you'll feel the frequencies.
Exactly.
And you'll know.
You already know. The stackers already know.
Oh yeah, stackers love frequencies.
The next top story is BlueMatt. Next few years are as existential for Bitcoin as the Blocksize Wars. This is from Scoresby, May 11th, Bitcoin territory. 18 comments, 2,185 sats, baby boy.
Yeah, this is a great post from BlueMatt, who's like he's like a very reputable dev who has bearish, well-grounded takes on Bitcoin and Lightning and where it stands in an effort to like get us to or motivate people to stop believing it's a foregone conclusion that Bitcoin will be successful. And so he comes through with this post here and kind of chides all the developers for, not focusing on Bitcoin's core value proposition, which is this, this freedom tech, to use an Odellism, and instead, focus, like assuming this is going to happen, the freedom tech side is going to happen, and then doing a bunch of other stuff on top. One of the things he mentions here is the fact that in our attempts to court governments, we've mostly been, like the industry as a whole has been mostly trying to get favorable treatment for tokens and get them not classified as securities rather than protecting like the fundamental right to transact with other people without being snooped on. And I think that is Bitcoin's value proposition. And then he mentions others like where otherwise we're failing in this regard: centralized mining, the fact that we haven't built a scalable, trustless payment solutions yet, with Lightning still dependent on LSPs to a large extent, Anyway, he leaves at the end where we need to focus on wallet privacy so that by default we have the right to transact, and then regulatory change to further protect the right to transact, and then scaling. What would be the other thing, which also contributes to right to transact?
Yeah, post Bitcoin ETF, everything's changed. I said this for almost a year now at this point.
Maybe Matt should have consulted you on this.
No, I can offer no advice to him. I think the biggest thing. I think it's just the way it's going to play out, man. I got another conspiracy for you. It's just conspiracy kind of day here.
I guess the fifth one of the podcast. We have got over like two stories. We've had 5 conspiracies.
All gas, no brakes, Keyan. All gas, no brakes, Coob.
I know when you pronounce my name like that, you're serious. It's like when a mother uses a middle name.
I'd like to just, it gets the audio listener something else to, you got to change your
texture.
It's texture.
Vibrato.
What was I going to say? No, I think it's going to play out the same way it played out with Ethereum, right? Like you're going to have these little cool things that allow you to do these interesting things. SEC is going to come in, regulate the F out of it, and then game over. And that's how the bull run ends. So I think it's just the way it played out, man. The future will take care of itself. Nothing you can do about it. Get over it. That's my opinion, but I'm just a pleb.
Yeah, I think some of the regulation stuff will definitely take a lot of steam.
I said this last week. We're at a point now where you just need to stop talking about it and like just go, whatever you're devoting your time on 24/7 and you're developing or building on Bitcoin, like whatever your time is spent on, that's the future you're building, bro. Like if you want that, then spend all your time building that. I don't know anything about what he's working on, but I'd imagine it's something really important if he expresses this. But
primarily, I think
follow the incentives all the way down, turtle it down, and see what you're building. And if you're building something that's enabling this, then
he is. I mean, he's working on LDK, and I think he also heads up the development side of Spiral. And I think it was a big part of Stratum V2 and like all of the kind of needs or requirements on that. So he's definitely walking the talk or walking the walk.
It's just hard. Like there's a lot of people that don't have access to funding for this, to build. That's what we were talking about earlier. You're so much more incentivized to take the L2 approach or the eCash approach or the NUT approach or Nostr assets or like whatever it is, the RuneScape, all that kind of stuff. Like take the money. It's easy. It's out there to grab. But to do Bitcoin only or Lightning only, no money there. You're wasting your time.
Well, I mean, these things come in and out of fashion, and that's just what it is. I don't think it's wasting your time, but the investors are gonna. What they think is going to be hot next is a moving target, and that's where they try to go. And so I don't blame them for thinking in fashions, and thinking that like base layer businesses can't be built or Lightning usage is low.
That's why for me, I think how you really change things is through entrepreneurship. I don't think it happens through development. I think there's a gate there that you can't break through anymore. And I think that's just the truth. And I think if you really want to change things, you got to go out there and actually grind it out and build it out through entrepreneurship, kind of like what BitEscrow is doing, right? Like go and put your proof of work into it. That's what I think. But
I think a lot of people would agree with you. NVK said something similar on McCormick's podcast recently, where he was saying that
he knows all about it.
Yeah, it was very wise. He was like I haven't heard NVK speak a whole bunch of times, but it was very wise in this case where he said, what did he say? He said activism doesn't do anything.
But he's also
it's all about the entrepreneurs.
He's talking off of two sides though. He's also enabling all these other things. So he can say this, and that's posturing one way, but when you say another way, what are you devoting your time to? And he's devoting all his time to all the other stuff. That's where all the money's at. So you can't it's hard to take those people a little bit seriously these days because they're saying one thing, but they're doing another. And so I think the plebs have kind of recognized that, and this is why they don't come on Stacker News. Is because you come on Stacker News, you have to answer to the plebs, and this is the truth. So every time there's a post that you see similar and people are highly skeptical, look at this. It's all here, Keyan.
It's all there. I mean, there's some things there. I think I liked, regardless of what MDK does, I think doing what he says is good. I thought the things he had to say were were well said, and that entrepreneurship will bring about more change. If you want change, than nearly anything else you can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At this point, you just shut up and just do it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you need to align people, and that's what the writing about it, that's what the talking about it does. It aligns people on that path, and so that you don't have to alone make the change. You can align people to make change with you. And so I think we need to do both. But both need to talk, and do everyone. Podcasters need a podcast, writers need to write, and
builders need to build,
and builders need to build. But yeah, I think it's all
grind it out.
Keyan. All a great,
grind it out.
A great symphony.
Just grind it out. Hey, you can do it. Just grind it out, Keyan.
I'm grinding it, dude.
The next top story is Broken Money Explainer. This is from Gray Ruby. 9 comments from books and articles territory. What is this?
Oh, this is a great video. So if you don't like words, if you don't like the written word, and you just want to watch a pretty animated video.
Died on Titan, a masterpiece. Full stop.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is Broken Money, the video version, where with animations, Lynn narrates it and basically takes you through real fast her entire book, discussing the main points.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Is it just like in 32 minutes?
Yep. 32 minutes, you get the gist of the book.
Do you think this adds to more people buying the book or less people?
Oh, it should. I would guess it would. I mean, they probably watched the video and they're like, oh, I should read the book. This had a lot of amazing, insightful content in it. Yeah. Wow, look, I want to really understand that idea she described here. But that is so this is something that Ray Dalio did with his book Principles, and then The Changing World Order. He did it with both of them, where he made 30-minute animated videos, and those blew up. But the point, I'm sure, for Lynn too, but also for Ray Dalio, was to share his ideas. It was to share his ideas more widely for people who aren't going to read the book.
He's holding heavy China bags though, Ray Dalio, for the stackers at home.
Well, because he believes that China's going to win.
Yeah, he's pro-China. He's pro-communism, Keyan.
He's not pro-China or pro-communism. I mean,
you got to look where your bags are at, bro.
I don't know. I don't think
so. You're saying that you can say one thing and then hold bags in China and like be okay? Like, dude, come on, man. Like, this is where we're at now, where you can say one thing and preach one thing, but then
I think you can invest in Chinese industries without supporting the Chinese government. You can support Chinese entrepreneurs without supporting.
Dude, I don't.
I think you're right. It's a gray area.
It's not even gray. It's a complete like.
But it's like different between like investing in a gun company and supporting the guy who shoots your relative. Like they're different.
Wait. See, that's not the same thing.
Well, it's similar, right? It's like let's say I invest in Smith and Wesson, but they primarily give guns to the government, which wages wars with them. Am I supporting war, or am I supporting self-defense? Like, what am I supporting?
I think you're supporting the First Amendment on that one.
Well, Second Amendment.
Second Amendment.
Yeah, I mean, but and so maybe Ray Dalio is supporting markets
communism
and entrepreneurship, and not communism. Because I don't think he's a communist.
No, but if you buy a gun in America, you're supporting the Second Amendment, Keyan. It's your.
I know this is, but I'm saying this is the argument that someone like Dalio would make, is like he doesn't like the CCP and a lot of the bad stuff that they do, and he doesn't support communism.
So do you think Apple's supporting communism?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think any of them are supporting. They're just running their businesses, and Ray Dalio's business is an investing business, and he's like, China's going to make me rich, fools, and so I'm going to
fiat rich.
I'm going to put some money in there, and I'm going to be rich now. That's what he.
Stackers, let us know what you think in the comments.
Anyway,
I don't know what I'm talking about.
We're talking about Dalio, but this is a great video. If you haven't read the book, I recommend watching this video. Maybe you'll read the book, but I also recommend reading the book.
Awesome, blossom. The next top story is thoughts on exoself. This is from Elvis Mercury, mostly harmless territory. 18 comments, 2,973 sats. Baby boy. What is this?
This is a really, Elvis and his lateral thinking collapsing into a single kind of concept and question, starting a discussion, did that here, ending with asking us, like, what are we becoming as a result of our tool usage? Like, what are we becoming as a result of using social, but specifically social media? Like, because we're different than what we were without social media in so many ways. Like not only our footprint that we leave on the world and our effect on other people, but also in its effect on us. And so, what can you say about that? That might be interesting and yield interesting insight. The ideas that he weaves together here are like IP. Like he's produced IP. His being has produced intellectual property that has been patented by companies he worked for, but that are external to him. He doesn't even get to benefit from those patents anymore. His name is on them, but that's about it. But that's a kind of interesting idea. What does that mean? That's definitely new and novel in the last century or so. Another one is that Black Mirror episode where your dead relative is like animated in an artificial intelligence kind of system. That's like kind of an extreme version of what we might be heading toward now. What we might be now is more than kind of what we were alive any given moment in person.
We got David W. with the top comment. It said, I recognize that 80% of the magic of Stacker News is a semi-ephemeral nature, opening up a window to check the latest news and brainwaves that we're all interested in, with some abilities to go back and find old stuff if you're determined. I'm coming around to the opinion that this shouldn't change much here. However, I do believe, too, that older posts could be elevated at opportune times. Yeah, that is true.
Wait, how'd you get to that? That's from November 2023.
Oh, did I skip the other one? Oh, I must have clicked on the other one. My bad.
Oh, you went back to the Evergreens post.
I'm not. What do you think about that? We're talking about that now. It was referenced in here, and I didn't realize.
No, I think that Evergreenness post landed with me pretty hard because it's something that all social media platforms struggle with. If I contributed a year ago something really good, like it's usually demoted. Like it's not going to show up in someone's Twitter feed. Running Bitcoin from Hal Finney is maybe the best example, a counter example of that. But usually most great things don't get that kind of circulation later. And how do you encourage that to happen? We have some ideas around that we'll be experimenting with after wallet stuff, but it's pretty key. And like what you want is the being that is that old content, including the current person, to continue to get full visibility and continue resurfacing. Right. Yeah. Anyway, but I think it's an interesting question, and I have fun with these kinds of things.
The second top comment was from Halleck. He said, "Great, what is that? Fugue. Love the term exoself, and I think it's not new with modern technology, but there are new manifestations of the exoself coming all the time. Also, I love the instinct to pause and reflect about what kind of people we become when we let technologies into our lives." Wow. That sounds very infomercial-ish at the end.
Oh.
Let technology come into our lives.
Well, I don't know. Or you can smash it like that Apple commercial. Smash technology, or smash yourself into technology. That might have been part of what motivated this post from Elvis. This is around the same time. You didn't see that iPad commercial?
No, I tried not to watch any regular TV.
Oh no, but it was like it was circulated on social media. But when they announced their new iPad,
social media.
they had like a little clip advertising their new iPad, which was like an apartment full of belongings and like art supplies and all this stuff, and it's on like a like one of those presses, those like industrial presses, and the top comes down. Like in Star Wars, the trash compactor, and so it comes down. It comes down and it smashes all the belongings. And then it comes back up, and all that's left is an iPad.
Sounds like communism to me, Keyan.
Well, everyone hated it. Everyone hated the commercial. They ended up pulling it.
Communism, Keyan.
They ended up pulling it.
You let them in, and then all of a sudden your values change, everything's changed, and then all of a sudden you're doing communistic commercials. Welcome to Scorched Earth, Keyan.
Coop. Well,
Scorched Earth, Keyan. So that's all the top 5 stories that we have this week. It was a wild week. I hope
apparently.
We're going to jump into Coop's favorite top stories of the week. This is yours, Nodana.
Yeah, I just wanted to share this because I love people building stuff, and this is from Tom.
What is
Tom
it?
also recently contributed to Stacker News.
Oh, cool.
The open source project. But Nodana is like, it's kind of like Voltage, but they're using Phoenix D.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're like allowing you, they will spin up a Phoenix D for you. And Voltage has to create an LSP and do a lot of other
this is cool.
management for you.
I love the website.
Yeah,
And
a
they're
very
using
simple website.
the cloud from, what is it? CLI, Infinite Liquidity, and Instant Channels out of the box for the people listening.
Yeah, just with a click of a button, you can spin up a Phoenix D node using eventually. I don't think they're actually live yet, but that'd be about it. It'd be like running it at home.
That's really cool.
But they're going to do it for you.
You can't do this
on
in
the
America,
phone.
though, right?
I think you can. I think you can't use their
Hang on, the feds are listening.
their iPhone apps. No, that's right. I don't know how do you speak like a Fed? Is a Fed?
I don't know.
Like
Can we ask the feds who are listening?
Southern Fed
Is this?
or
Can we
like
run this in America? Is it still free, or have we kicked out innovation because of communism? Can we ask them in the audience? No, maybe yes.
Wait, we're back on communism? Okay, well maybe Nodana will run in China. I don't know. Maybe Ray Dalio.
Can we get a communistic
fund it.
version for America? I'm just kidding.
Anyway, I think it's a cool
really
idea.
cool.
I think
really
Phoenix
cool.
D is like a bit of a really interesting product.
Yeah.
And I think it'll occupy a certain niche. I don't think it competes with Voltage directly, but
Yeah.
I think
We got
it's just a cool
Eric 875. He said, "Would it also be possible to use REST for interaction?"
addition. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Sounds like it. Sounds
And then
like
It's a Real Flake says, "Hey, I'm interested to beta test. Here's my situation. I have a VPS running Nginx. I have no LN node or BTC node running on VPS. Comfortable in CLI. I have about 10 hours. Having this would enable me to accept Lightning for my business. What do you think?"
It would.
Wow.
Yeah. It would have an always online node. It doesn't have to, got cloud internet. It's got cloud power, meaning like relatively low outages. You'd have the uptime of basically Voltage using a cloud provider. Most people don't want to set up cloud accounts. And
Yeah, I mean, we use Voltage here at the lab, and
yeah,
a lot of
that's
the guys
one of the reasons why Voltage
a lot of the
works.
guys just helped us set it up, and
All the same apply.
pretty cool. Your next story was Telegram encryption. What is this, Keyan?
Yeah, this is a pretty cool story. We have someone in the lab who's a little more familiar with Telegram having backdoors in it, but this post kind of describes a backdoor that a cryptographer found many years ago in Telegram, and in their like secret chats feature, which looked intentionally designed. It was like a cryptographic bug that appears to them more than any other thing they've analyzed to be intentionally designed to allow Telegram to snoop on secret chats. They get into it a little bit here, where they basically have a key derivation that involves a nonce that has no real utility. Anyway, he gets into like
Wow.
it here, and eventually they removed it after this was discovered, but they didn't really announce it or address it publicly, and they just kind of snuckily
I
hit
kind
it
of think
out
like,
of
what
their
did you
dock.
expect though? Like they launched Ton in like 2018, so they're a poo-poo company.
This predates that.
Oh, so even better.
You
That's
wouldn't know.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you let people in the gate, man, and don't be surprised when you start moving towards this type of stuff. It's just, dude, have a line, like have a hard line with things, so you don't keep
Have
pushing.
a
You
line.
don't keep pushing that line a little further, and before you know it, you're a complete shitcoiner. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I guess.
This is communism.
I'll
Keyan.
let you have your
more communism.
Dude, we're really against communism today. What do you think of BTC Arc? What do you think of Ben Arc?
Who's that?
A BTC socialist.
I don't know.
Ben
who that
Arc.
is.
He's a socialist. Ellen Bitts.
Oh, Ellen Bits, Ben. Oh, cool.
He's like a socialist.
didn't-
Is he cool?
Dude, I
You
don't-
can be a communist and like
Bro,
Bitcoin.
you can be whatever you want. I'm just saying this is all communistic stuff. Hey, this is my opinion. I can have opinions.
Okay. I agree with you. You can have opinions. Anyway, that was my other top story.
So I'm sharing this straight shill. So Ben has been grinding it out, building his wine company. Dude, he drops a lot of really good advice about how to build a company, especially a winery. But if you're interested in like entrepreneurship or how to actually build a business from the ground up with with no help, I would listen to this pod, because like for me, I'm just like I want to learn everything. You know, a lot of people are having to figure it out.
Dude, we should start a blab winery and go grapes behind Jim's desk over there.
Yeah. Anyways, check it out. The next one.
I wanted to say more about Peony Lane.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
They're a natural wine company, so they produce natural wines, meaning they don't. I think they don't add additives to their wines like a lot of wineries do to like balance out the flavors and stuff. And shelf life, they'll add things like sulfites and stuff, which some people are allergic to. Additionally, they grow them in Colorado.
I love how you know all about the wine. This is amazing. Keep going.
They grow them.
Did you listen to the pod?
No, I haven't listened to the pod. But I took some wine classes at college. But they
What? You did?
Yeah. Why not?
This whole time
I went to one of the best.
This whole time you never told me this.
I went to the.
So no wonder you and what's his name got along really well when we went to dinner that one time.
Who?
I don't want to say his name, but
oh well, that's a roadblock for other people. Anyway, but
it's interesting. I had no idea.
Yeah, well, this college I went to has the best wine school in has the best wine department nationally, or not nationally, internationally. They're like the best wine school in the world. Anyway, so I took classes on wine.
It's interesting. We're doing the Cascader party next Friday here at the lab, and he asked me which one should we get for the party. He said the Syrah one, which is this one. So this is club approved according to Ben.
Cool. Yeah, they grows them in Colorado, which is there are several regions in the United States that are not coastal that actually produce good wine, and it's cool to see him find one.
He's a big Bitcoiner. He can't according to him, he can't accept Bitcoin on his website because of like the
laws around alcohol.
Yeah. But he said that if you like ship message, you can.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about, are we telling the feds that?
Oh, fuck. Damn it. If you don't shoot him a DM, he won't respond. I don't know. I'm sorry, Ben. I shouldn't have said that. Fuck. Oh, he actually said it on the pod, so he already did it.
Yeah, so he's growing Syrah. What else is it? He's growing Chardonnay.
Yeah, so apparently this takes 3 years. I had no idea. Apparently, like, you don't know how it's going to taste until, like, 3 years later.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it ferments.
And he talked about how many times he screwed
ages.
up. He's like, he was being honest about it. I loved it, dude. I was like, wow. He was kind of like you in a lot of ways. He's just owning his mistakes, yeah. He's just owning it, bro.
I got to buy some.
You should buy some.
I would have thought they'd be growing maybe Pinot primarily, but given it's like probably colder, but it sounds like they can grow a lot.
So I wanted to bring up this one. What you say, Stackers? Feels more like So did you see this one? So everybody quit OpenAI last night or something, and then Signal Soul or whatever this guy said. He goes, Sam Altman is a genius masterclass strategist. He used the enemy of my enemy principle to perfection. He neutralized Elon, negotiated an incredible deal with Satya, now negotiated a deal with Apple. OpenAI now sits between the two largest, two largest companies in the consumer.
Well, I didn't hear about this. So did OpenAI strike a deal with Apple?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
What deal? Do we know?
I don't know. I didn't look it up that further. What do you think, though?
I mean, I think that's interesting that Apple. I mean, I bet Apple paid them so much money.
You think so?
Oh, don't they have like $1.5 trillion in their treasury or something stupid like that? What are they else going to do with their money? They need to do stuff like this. This is the only use for that kind of.
Yeah, and OpenAI is very communistic too. They have the orb and everything.
Communistic. That'll be maybe the name of them.
Yeah.
But
so it makes sense. I mean,
I think they're.
Do you think Microsoft's communistic?
You're the one who has the label.
I think Apple is for sure.
I don't think.
OpenAI definitely has. I mean, they have a token.
Who's a communist? Is the company a communist? I don't know.
I think we're all becoming communists.
You're a communist?
I might be. I might not even know. This could be the whole psyop. You know, it's like
Makes
a psyop.
Sense. Yeah, you're like accusing everyone else because you want people to think about being a communist. And you're like, why don't you become a communist? They're a communist, and they're a communist.
Hey man, I'm having fun, dude. This is great. Anyways. I guess you don't have any thoughts on it.
Not really. I mean, I think the fact that he says that Elon is neutralized is kind of weird. I don't get it. Like, who doesn't want to take a stab at Elon? I guess.
Yeah.
I thought them breaking up with Satya was weird because I thought he like super
See, you
supported
do know what's
him.
going on.
I read this tweet from you, but I didn't get the whole back context. But Satya was like super supportive during his what's his name, Sam's ousting from OpenAI, and now all of a sudden the deal is off or severed. It's weird. I saw that tweet from Sam where he's like ending his relationship with Satya, but I didn't know about the Apple thing.
Yeah, there was also, I don't know if it was in this post, was there another post on Stacker News where they were showing all the people dropping off as far as like quitting the company? So I thought that was interesting too.
Ilya, did leave, who was
There was
like
2 other people that left on Twitter. They're like, I'm
important there.
out. And I was like, wow, this is crazy.
I think those might have been like fake tweets.
Oh, really?
The follow-ons. I know Ilya did leave, who was like head AI scientist or something there, who was,
It's fascinating to watch.
instrumental.
It's like watching a slow train wreck, in slow motion. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
I don't know. It's like a train wreck where the train doesn't. It's like a armored train that just
It's hard not
runs
to look at it.
through
It's hard not to.
human beings and deers
Yeah.
and cars and.
It's fascinating. It's going to be interesting how it plays out. Anyways.
Did you see the ChatGPT 4.0 or whatever?
I'm using OpenAgent's Cascade at this point.
Okay, but
I'm not using their.
What are you using different models on OpenAgents? 'Cause
So
they use
OpenAgent has like different models on it.
I know they do. I've used it.
Yeah, and then Cascader, I do that for all the media stuff. So,
But I think both of them use ChatGPT, or they have ChatGPT.
No, I think Uncle Jim has like just ChatGPT on there. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but this latest one is just like a better version of that. So, or is it? Or are they just going to get more communistic? Is that what you're saying? When the technology is bad, it can't be a communist. But when it's good,
Wait, we're back on communism?
I figured this is where you're comfortable.
No, I just like having fun. It's good to stir the pot, man. I mean,
Well, yeah.
it's good to stir the pot.
I mean, you got
bro.
to stir the pot.
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't just like show
Have
up
a
every week and just
stew,
read the
it's all
news.
separate.
You can't just
It's
read
gotta
the
be stirred
news. You got
together.
to stir the pot at least once a month. Keeps things fresh. Keeps people coming back. Keyan. This is entertainment.
Yeah, is Car on one today, or isn't he? That'll be.
I think also Topher really got me going in the beginning. I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
because I had to totally like, we're just gonna read the news, get out, and then, anyways,
Yeah.
Anyways, the last one I want to share. Are you ready for the normiepocalypse? This is from Free Book. He says, "Let's face it, it's a matter of time until the site is invaded and destroyed by normies." Are you guys ready for it? What do you think? It's like broken in the middle. Stackers think that people aren't coming.
Well, people have been saying this since the beginning of Stacker News, and so I just wonder why. I'm like mostly curious, like why hasn't it happened yet? We have a bunch of people predicting this happening.
Yeah, I have a theory, but keep going.
Yeah, but that's mostly what I have to say. Is I don't think it's as big of a threat. I think the inverse is actually a bigger threat, where not enough people come. That's what I mostly spend a lot of time thinking about. Other people who come on the site spend their time thinking on the other side, but I don't see that as like a big risk. Personally. It hasn't happened. We don't have evidence.
I think before I used to think, oh yeah, they're gonna come, and so now I'm more on the fence of like, I don't think they're coming, and I'll tell you why. I think it's too hard to use, and I think it's only gonna get harder to use Stacker News, because remember when we did the ABDC thing, and like no one understood anything about that, and these were Bitcoiners in the audience. And like everybody there was like a handful of people who were like, what does that mean? What does this mean? It was just very foreign to them.
I think they understood the product. There were points where they got confused and had questions. I didn't see it as like they felt like it was that foreign. It definitely will when we
It's
go.
very niche, bro.
It's going to be niche, and it'll stay niche for a long time, I think. And that's the way I want it to be for now.
Silky Ninja had the top, he had the hot comment. Why does it default to hot instead of top?
It defaults to top after 5 days.
So top's useless then.
No, not really.
So what's the top comment here? Is it
It's
undisciplined?
that one. That one's, I guess, the top comment.
Undisciplined or Silky Ninja?
It looks like Silky Ninja.
Silky Ninja says, wouldn't the way the website is designed mean that you continue to see the content from people that you trust? Sorry if I don't understand this well enough.
Yeah. It would mean that.
Undisciplined says, I think posting fees will be an effective deterrent for a lot of that. Remember also that you are part of a reward system. So Zap, more of what you want to see. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think the arguments against this thing that I don't think is that big of a threat is that the economics of it all are meant to make it stay sane.
I like what Bugle said. He said the Bugle is standing by to defend the site from normies.
That's what we need. We need PodConf on our side.
The Bugle.
We need.
Dude, the Bugle's right on some of these posts.
Compliance friendly.
That's where I get all my news from. It's just the Bugle now. This is what happens.
Well, I mean,
you get psyoped into another media conglomerate.
I'm looking forward to 5 years from now when all these stories are true.
Oh, from the Bugle?
Yeah.
It probably is. Where are we at?
I think we're at the end, aren't we?
Yeah, we're at the end. So let's jump into top comments.
Super stuff.
Super Tiasnian.
Who we won't see again for another.
Let me see here for the week.
Another tour.
No, not comments. Stackers. All of them in hiding like usual. And then Coop, as per usual. We're just going to the most boring segment of Bitcoin and see if it got more boring without a lot of people.
Cowboys, I'm still at the top. What's up?
I definitely know who this is, but I'm not going to say.
Tell your people hello for me because you're my bitch.
Got 117. 117's a big fan of the pod.
Longest hat.
Big fan. David W.
117, yeah. UFO territory champ.
Oh, yeah, he is, right?
On top of all the Grush stuff.
Dude, did you see that? Did I tell you that?
UAPs.
They're like trying to psyop people into not saying aliens are from what was I telling this?
Yeah, I remember you were on one.
Yeah,
the other day.
Yeah.
This is the theme this week, I think.
Yeah, dude.
Communist aliens.
Even the aliens are communist.
They're like spiritual communist aliens.
No, they're like interdimensional communistic aliens.
Well, I mean, even interdimensional is alien. I think that's why they started calling it UAPs, because it's like
interdimensional.
Yeah, so they could be. It's more. It's not very specific.
It's Scorched Earth. I think that's it. That's all I got. You got any meta?
Do I got any meta? We did a small release, nothing big in it. So no.
What is this one?
The item hover.
Item hover. Where is it at?
It's the third one on that page. Go back. Go back to the page.
No, I'm it's too far to go back.
That one, SN release.
This one, nope.
No. SN up.
You should put like an emoji before it so we know. There you go.
There you go. If you hover, on the numbered items, it'll give you a little pop up. So that's kind of the number one.
Where is it?
Where the
this one?
pound sign in front of it.
No way.
There
About
you go.
time, Keyan.
There you go.
It's about
Look
time.
at that.
Car
likes the pop over stuff.
Can you make the site more black? Like more
black?
Yeah, like a darker black.
We can do that.
Can we have a goth version?
We just need to.
It's going to be a gothic summer. Can we have a goth version?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We can do that. I've been wanting to do it.
Ever since I saw open agents do it, I'm just like, that's all I want in my life now.
Yeah, I do like the black. The problem is it's harder to read on a black with pure white text. So you have to get the text color right. And we have lots of text colors and shades of gray that would need to be adjusted.
Cool.
We can do it.
What else? What else do we got? I think that's everything. Cube, what are you doing this weekend? We're doing it on Thursday because I'm going out of town.
Yeah, you're going to another dimension.
Going to China.
It's going to China. Like dimension of China where it's not communist.
I'm taking an
it's
interdimensional
capitalist.
alien ship to
Ray
China.
Dalio is
gonna meet with
the
Ray
head
Dalio.
of the CCP.
Oh man,
but,
good stuff.
What am I doing? I'm mostly gonna be working. I think that's really all I have to do in my life. It's all that's left. Yeah, I think I'll continue working on wallets. So I wrote that post last week about some of the more advanced wallet things we're doing. So we're working on that right now, and that's what we're working on.
EK's been working on the wallet stuff. Look at
yeah, he slept at the office last night.
I love this.
Yeah, burning at both ends. What about you? What are you? Oh, you're going. Oh, you're going to China. Yeah,
going to China.
That's right.
Cool. Then we got. Let me read the comments from the Zaps. Blockchain Book says Gen Alpha is after Gen Z. Really? So it starts all over again? Is that where we go?
Gen Alpha?
So apparently, there's Gen. What are we? Millennials or what are we? Gen. What are we? Gen Y?
No, we're aren't we millennials? Do we have a number?
Gen M?
No, I don't
Who's
know.
after us? The Zoomers, right?
Yeah, Gen Z.
Okay, then who's after them? So according to Blockchain Boogie, said the Alpha, Gen Alpha.
Oh, that makes sense though.
So
because
your kids.
It's like starting back over on the alphabet.
So your kids will be Gen Alpha.
My kids that I don't have. My sac sperm.
Then he also
Gen
said, any comments? EK no, me laughing, snap. And then, did we read this last time? Oh, we must not have. Vake said, I was sentenced to prison for 5 years. Wow. Please hold on to these 5,000 sats for me and return them when I'm released on parole. What the heck? Dude, Vake says the weirdest things.
Dude, Vake is the realest stacker. It's so funny.
Anyways, let me check the...
He probably doesn't have his like recess time right now. Given that we changed the schedule of the podcast, so we don't get to hear from him. But
yeah, let me check the stream here, see if there's any comments. Oh, wow. Got a lot of comments. Coins Reporter said, just a quick reminder, Coins Reporter is spying on its blue face something. I don't know what that means. And he also said, you guys are awesome.
oh,
My mom thinks so, too. Thanks, Coins Reporter.
my mom hates me.
Damn. And
That's what
then
that was her
Big One
last
Bugle.
words before she died. Yo, Bugle.
What's up, Bugle? Cool. Keyan.
Zap.